Steve Da Rui, I can't believe that it's finally happening. Come here.
Mate. Give me a cuddle. How
A
are you, mate?
cuddle. When I think hardness and toughness, I think of you in the same sentence when I say, would you like an ice cream? Mate, you ready to take me for a drive?
Let's go. Yep, I'm ready for it.
I can't believe I'm in Perth, being driven around by Steve Da Rui while we both eat ice creams.
Beautiful ice cream too.
I can't believe that you're doing this. Thank you so much.
No,
Steve
it's
Da Rui.
good. Pleasure. Thank you.
Because
Thanks for asking me. It's great.
Mate, growing up, you know, you just have, I'd describe you as cult, or you were definitely like a fan favourite, mate.
Yeah.
You're at Carlton from 1987 to 92?
92 I finished, yes.
Yep. And 55 games.
55.
You remember the banner for your 50th? Did they have one?
They did at Princess Park, I think it was. But I didn't play very well that day. I got dragged.
Got dragged in your 50th.
Yeah, didn't have a good day. But that was good. It was a highlight. I played 55, wore number 5, and kicked 5 goals. That's my claim to fame.
Who spotted you, mate? Who spotted you from Carlton?
Well,
Awful.
they had a guy here called Wally Maskell who used to be involved with Claremont. He's discussed it with Wolsey and all those guys, and Ian Collins. Ian Collins was there at the time. And I was overseas. I'm not sure if you heard the story. I was in Europe on a Kentucky tour, looking after my body, as you do.
No, can you name the stops on that Kentucky tour?
I was over there and I got a phone call from Alex Oshenko, who I used to play with at East Perth. And then he said, you need to ring Ian Collins on this date. And I thought he was joking. And I rang him, and Colin knew I was on this holiday. He knew exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
And he said, as long as you come back here and you're fit. And I went, okay. And I had to change my ways on that Kentucky tour from that date on. So that was the second night, but I forgot a couple of nights that I had to do that.
I just love that you found out you were going to Carlton while you're on a Kentucky tour.
Oh, it's fantastic.
That's not as, that's not a traditional AFL
Recruiting.
recruiting story. How good are these ice creams?
They are good.
Just a reminder for everyone, I'm in a car in Perth with Steve Da Rui eating ice cream. What about you were number 5?
Yep.
Famously. Chris Judd effectively is just the poor man Steve Da Rui, in my opinion. But locker either side of you, who'd you have?
Well, when I went to Carlton, they asked me what jumper I'd like, and I was number 4 at East Perth, and I said, well, I'd like number 4. Would that have happened, do you think?
Did you ask? Did you end up actually asking?
Not quite. I was thinking about it. I thought, no chance.
I know.
So they offered a couple of numbers, and I thought, no, this is a ripper. And I like 5.
Yeah.
And that's where I met Mr. Dorotich.
Number 6 on your right.
Yeah.
And
then Jono, number 7. Blackie, number 8.
Ian Blackwell.
And
Kenny Hunter, number 9.
yeah, and Richard got number 3. Richard Dennis. And then a guy who was, Mott's had 2.
Mott's had 2.
Yeah.
Sticks was 4, obviously.
4.
Wow.
And
That's a good chunk of locker room there,
good
mate.
locker room. Yeah, it was good.
This is another thing I remember as a Carlton supporter, is that our fierce rival Collingwood had a player called Darren Mullane, who was, even I just thought he was amazing. He was strong and
big,
fast, and he
Had
was
it all.
skillful. He had everything.
Yep.
And with all respect to your teammates, as a Carlton supporter, I felt that you were the only one who could match up on him. You are our only chance. And I remember saying that to anyone who would listen. I go, if Steve Da Rui beats Darren Mullane, we'll be fine. That was in my mind.
Darren and I didn't get on too well. Off the field, once I got to know him through Michael Christian, different story. We got on quite well after that, but we were still very competitive. And I remember this day at Waverley, and you'd be surprised I can remember this one. But I had a bit of an altercation with him, and it was a bit of a scuffle, and we threw a couple each. And Chris Bond was his first game for Carlton at the time.
Yep.
And he was in the vicinity and didn't know what was going on. And after the game, he came up to me and goes, when I saw you two guys going for it, I thought, what am I doing here? I'm not supposed to be here. And Darren got 2 weeks. I think I got a week. It wasn't bad punishment. It was quite good.
Wow.
It wasn't too bad.
What was it like fighting Darren Mullane?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah,
He was bigger,
Okay.
taller, a bit quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been hard, by the way. That wouldn't have been hard. This edition of Blues News in 1988, I have had for a long, long time. And on the back, there's a player profiles, 3 player profiles. One's Jimmy Buckley, one's Michael Garvey, and the other one is Steve Da Rui.
Steve Da Rui.
Yeah, it's you. Look at you there. Look at there's a picture of Steve there. That's you had a lot of hair and it was flowing.
Nice
Was it a
and
mullet?
It was a mullet, absolutely. We all had mullets. Look at Buck's mullet.
I suppose if your captain has a mullet,
the best mullet, best.
he described it as like Darth Vader just coming out here, and when he ran, he could hear it hitting his shoulders. It was amazing. All right, so this has been a dream of mine,
Right.
is to go through your player profile from June in 1988 in the Blues News and just see if any of these things see if anything's still the same. So full name Steve Da Rui, number 5, height, weight, you've all got that. Do you drink alcohol?
A little bit.
You said yes,
I do.
socially.
Yes.
That's a good answer. Do you smoke?
No.
Never.
Never.
See, I would have loved yes, socially.
Yeah, no.
Occupation? You're a groundsman?
Yes, actually, at school. That's right. That was in '88. Yeah. And then I got a job at in the transport industry at TNT.
Through Carlton?
Yep.
You got it through Carlton, but it was a real job.
It was a real job.
I say that because, the urban myth of the time is there were a lot of Carlton players who worked at the stock exchange.
Yes.
Who, word has it, their phones couldn't ring out. That's all. That's all I'll say about that, Steve.
Yeah.
Toughest opponents?
Oh, here we go.
They're all tough. Come on, mates.
Well, I hadn't played much then. I would have to say Darren Mullane was up there.
I'm gonna. This is where I'm going.
Yeah,
This
I thought
is
you
great.
might.
Yeah.
Darren Mullane. I played on Dipper a few times, and I
Yeah.
played on the Mr. G. Ablett.
You played on at Gary Ablett?
Mr. Senior, yes. Played on him a couple of times. Played on him at Princess Park one day, and he was kicking his 8 and 10s and 12s, and I kept him to 4, so it wasn't too bad. And we ended up winning, mate. Beautiful.
So, Ablett, Dipper, and Mullane. That is a good. That's
Not bad.
Yeah. Favourite food? Italian,
Has to-
Lebanese, and seafood. You've really covered
beautiful.
everything there.
Lebanese.
Yeah.
Mrs. Hannah, the best ever.
Milhana's mother.
Mil Hannah's mum. We
Would you
used to go there and have a feast. I'm talking feasts. They were magnificent. Everything. Chicken, fish, meat, tabbouleh, all this other Lebanese food, which I hadn't had before. It was fantastic.
Who would Mil invite around for Mum's cooking?
Mr. Dunlop, who could eat a little bit.
It's for our younger viewers, Jamie Dunlop.
Jamie Dunlop.
Yeah.
And Luke O'Sullivan, myself, Ian Aitken. We had a good crew there.
Yeah.
We could eat.
Favourite films?
Here we go.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Godfather 1 and 2. A character in The Godfather that reminds you of yourself.
Of me.
I would have said Luca Brasi.
Look at
Yeah, he was a henchman. He was the
big fella.
Don's right
He
hand
was a
man.
big fella. Yes. Okay.
Don't get angry at me. I don't want this interview to turn. I've come all this way.
I'll buy another ice cream and cool down.
I've just done something that I've been dying to do ever since 1988, and that's talk to Steve Da Rui about his player profile, and I've finally got to do it. So, once again, thank you.
Thank you, Sam. I'm privileged that I played for Carlton. I feel that I'm honoured to, you know, people say you played for Carlton. I not get embarrassed by it, but I don't, you know, like to gloat about it. But it was a great time in my life. I met great people. It was a great club, and it's great being here with you.
Well, mate, I can't think of a better way to finish. You were mentioned often in last year's series, favourably and with great fondness. And for me, as a Carlton supporter growing up, you were really one of my favourite players, and I'm sure a lot of Carlton supporters have great memories of your time at the club. So Steve Da Rui, I'm in Perth. You've just driven me around for 30, 40 minutes, and I don't know what else to say, but thank you.
Thank you. Thanks very much. It's a pleasure. Thanks, Sam.